I'll go get some spray and just spray it off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some brake clean or something just to get all that crap off of there.
Is it on the shelf? I'll grab it.
Well, we can go in here and get cool for a second. I mean, Chuck said it's so hot that the bird has to use pot holders to pick up the worm. Like, man, that's pretty kind of, hit that light switch. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, it feels good here, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, close that door. This is what I do. I walk back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So you taking the pontoon boat out?
Took it out twice. Once on the weekend. Took my wife out. It's the first time she's been out in a long time. She just had her knee surgery. She was kind of reluctant about going. She said, I don't want my knees bouncing around, but the water was smooth. And
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Ride.
You've been
Always
fishing?
in the morning.
Have you been fishing off the dock, Eddie?
No, not since she had her knee surgery, but we're about ready to get started back again.
Yeah.
And I was over there yesterday, and I'm seeing where they're there.
Right, what?
Hybrids.
Hybrids. Yeah, it's about that time of year.
It's hybrids. Drop
They
a,
move in, eat in the shed.
drop a shad down.
Yeah.
Because it's coming.
Right. Yeah, the big ones on the bottom. Because they're lazy. They're like bass. They're lazy. They wait for all the little ones to shred them all up, and then they're like the catfish and the the big ones. They're down on the bottom. Anyway, that's what I know. That's all I know.
The thing I was having trouble with was getting shad off the dock without going out.
Oh, right.
I can see the schools of them out there if I get on the boat and go out, but
Yeah, if you find the big gizzard shads,
yeah.
Oh, it's really on.
Oh yeah.
Because that's where they don't want to eat those little bitty, 2-inch, 3-inch shad. They want those gizzard shad. They're like 6, 8 inches.
It's not 15, 20 seconds after you drop one down.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And fighting them inside the slips at a dock,
It could be, because they've got wires, they got cables, they got all kinds of junk is laying out on the bottom, line, you name it. That's the next day. Got that water pump on. I didn't really show it because I've done a bunch of these, so I think I even have one of this, model, maybe even year. And, anyway. But I want to flush it. I think this thing deserves a good flushing. The problem is like, if you want to try to flush up, you got to come up with some kind of creative thing to put up there in that water tube. See it right there? Right here. And so you need a different another piece of hose that I can stick in there and kind of stick up in there. So I don't know what I got. And then you also want to take out this thermostat, and then you can take the hose and just back flush this way. And we also when we flush upwards, this hose is good because it'll usually flush out this way. So you kind of got to almost start up there first and then go this way, or you start this way and go back. I don't know. One half dozen the other, I guess. I didn't get this off. A couple ways to do this. Either you can get just I got some big wrenches. I'm not sure what size. I got some of these too. These are short sockets, and I've got a big 1/2-inch bar. That might help, because if it hadn't been off in a while, you just want to be careful, because it will kind of you know, strip on you, and obviously it's never been off, so, you know, just see. And if it flexes too much, don't do this, you know. So we're gonna do something else. I think this is probably, I don't know, 13/16 maybe. I'll probably have a video of this too. All right, there's a 7/8. I don't think it's a 7/8. I may have to get my pliers. It might be. Let's see. I mean, it's got just like a little bit of slop, but I don't know what else it would be unless it was this. It's probably not it, I would say. I may have to get my pliers. That's a 3/4. That's definitely not it. So would it be this? I'm gonna have to get my pliers. Hang on. Sorry about that. If it's any on, it might be this one. What is this? Yeah, 13/16. I don't think it is though. I think it's, oh no, yeah it is. Okay. Alright, well, let me see if I can get that off with my bar. And you know, it's shallow, so the socket might be your best friend. Kind of, you know, I don't know, it's not a 12 point, I guess, or they say, whatever that is. But I'm trying to do this one hand. Alright, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. Let's do this. Yeah. Otherwise, he'll break that housing. You just gotta be real careful. You know, if you do it like this, you won't have a problem. But and it's kind of like under spring tension too. So. Alright, now I think we can do it the rest of the way. Oh yeah, she was under, got a lot of corrosion in there, you know. Clean that up. This is aluminum, by the way. Some of them are plastic. Those are the ones that are really no good. But that's what our thermostat looks like. So the spring is down and this is up. And then we have a spring that goes on top like this. Right? It goes like that. And then in here we have probably a rubber gasket material. Maybe not. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So we set that over here. But yeah, in here we have a plastic. Those are usually not bad. So, yeah, I don't know. It might have been fine. But, and now we can run a hose in through here. And then we can run one down there. And, you know, even too, like I could put this back on. You know, just thread it. I don't have to thread it all the way, but part of the way. And then that'll get that where, you know, I don't want to put this water pump on and then I got some kind of blockage. Now I was able to get the I found all 3 vanes for the water pump. So I found all 3 vanes, and so I was worried that maybe we would have some kind of blockage, you know, because the rubber pieces have to go somewhere. So I thought, oh man, you know, we're gonna have a blockage and no telling where it is. So this was the old impeller. See, it's pretty crazy, chewed up. And then here are our 3 vanes, and they're right down here. You know, they would have been something like so. So I was pretty happy about that, because then we know we got all pieces to the puzzle. So, but we're gonna flush it anyway. And you know, if you start to get a little blockage in your engine, you can run some of that rid lime in a bucket, and that usually will clean these engines out good. So I gotta come up with some kind of way to adapt to get a hose up in there, and I'll be back. Alright, here's my setup. I got a few of these different hoses to flush stuff, and this one I found that I could just keep reducing it. So I got this hose, and I got this clear going into here. That I can push way up in the head, and now we're gonna have high pressure now because we've reduced it. So we just want to kind of just keep an eye on that. But then I got a hose out here, and it's hooked up. I think I got the water on actually, or maybe not, I don't remember. But let's put this guy on here and then see how it goes with pushing water up. And then, you know, once I see that that looks pretty good, then I'll go up on top, and or I'll close that off up there. Sorry, getting ahead of myself, but I'll put this up in there and flush. And I've got, you know, the thermostat housing is off right now, and then what I do is put it back on and flush again, and hopefully we get something coming out of this telltale on the other side. So maybe I'll put you over here because I don't want my camera getting wet, but put it over here. It won't be too bad. I just don't know what you'll see. I can't remember if this is on or not. Oh, I also put my tub down here because, you know, I don't feel like. All right, and that's good enough. I don't know if we're on. I just think that's excess pressure from earlier. Yeah, we're not on. Yeah, so you get you one of those pressure relief valves, you know, like at Home and Garden at Home Depot or whatever, and then, you know, it's pretty easy. Not too bad. Alright, sorry I had to get set up, didn't want this stuff in your way. And you have to really you have to really give it the bangs because oh, yeah, they came loose. That didn't work. So let's flush backwards. See if we get anything coming out at the top. You're probably not seeing this, but I'm just gonna connect between the two. If I had a fitting, which I probably do. But anyway, I'm gonna put this back on. And on these, just kind of go backwards, and then you'll go like a little forward. It'll probably leak, but I'm not real worried about it. Be careful. Slice my hand. Yep. Yeah, that's clear. Kind of holding it because it flies off and we're screwed. But I got water coming down at the bottom, so now I'm ready to put the lower unit on. And that just helps me because now I don't have to have a big muddy mess. Otherwise, I'd have to wait, you know, to put the lower unit back on. So we'll put this back, and you can put a little piece of tie wrap around it or whatever to keep it from falling out on you. I'm getting set up with this lower unit on. I threw it into reverse because that lever, when I put it in neutral, obviously, but whenever I pull that lever back down, I'll put it into place, and I can put the pin in it and everything will all line up. Got the neighbor weed eating, and then I'm cleaning these bolts because I already brake chased that, so we're good there. So in case you didn't know, these are good engines. The other thing I did, this was like that, is I put my strap like on there where I can wrap this around and then hold it if I get tired, because I'm old, you know what I'm saying? I'm laying these out because I'm gonna need them. And I can put some grease on them, which I know, like this grease, I got 2,4-C out here, and I know I'd probably use, you know, like Johnson Evinrude, but I don't have any right now, so, but this will work just as good. Just want to put a little on the bolts, have them ready when I get ready to put this up. So I'm like holding it, and then going through that grommet, it's kind of weird. It's not bad, it's just weird, you know. So I put a little, you know, grease on that too, because, whoop, yeah, because it's like not grease, but I put a little silicone spray on it because they are like a little rubber deal. I want to get a little towel, and that's the one thing I didn't get. You know, just lay these out. So this rag here I'm going to put on the other side. I'm going to wrap this around, and I know I won't need that much. You take all the stuff out of it. Anyway, when you're doing this, it's like you can never be like too prepared, because especially if you're doing it by yourself. You guys can't see me, but I'm just getting this set up. Anyway, we're gonna do like about out like that. And just kind of gotta lay it somewhere where you can grab hold of it. And I got my box of my other stuff that I need to put in. Set that over out of the way. And what happened to my, well, like I said, I get my bolts, you know, kind of laid out and ready. And I'll just, you know, lay them down there, like on the ground, I guess. So this will just lay down here. You know, just trying not to have to bend over a lot. And I kind of go pretty liberal with this grease, because by the time it's all said and done, you won't have any left. Well, you'll have left, but it'll be getting greased. And then we got one more left, and that is for, you know, our trim tab. We can just have it ready to go. Alright, so now I gotta get a lower unit out here. Alright, I got a lower unit out here. Now, one thing on your thrust bearing, you know, make sure it's clean. It's like I just sprayed this down and it was still dirty. I got some brake clean here. I got this brush that'll help. This thing's gotta be clean, you know. You know, it's supposed to move. So you just want to get all that dirt off of there. And so you can see where it, you know, rides against the prop there. So I like to get them clean, both sides, back side and that forward side. So I just kind of do a little bit like this. You know, and that's not too bad. And same thing with this. We want to get this cleaned up as best we can. So brake clean is probably not the best thing to do because you got to seal. So what I do is I just take more of this silicone spray and just put it in there, and it'll help get some of that dirt and whatnot. This one didn't have any fish line or anything like that, but it's definitely, you know, got a lot of dirt on it. Wipe it off as best you can. I probably should have put my gloves on for this. Here I am again doing this, and I should have put my gloves, so now, you know, this is bad. Oh well. But once you're done, then same thing with your threads. Try to clean them up as good as you can. I mean, you got to put the nut back on it, so. Especially when I see one where I know, okay, that ain't been up in decades. You know, maybe not. Maybe it's, I bet it was at least 4 or 5 years or more, if not more. That's been It's been a while since that's been off, so. And all I'm saying is just, you know, this is what I do. You can do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Well, you know what I mean. Anyway, then again, I have that other Johnson Evergreen grease, but I don't have any of it right now. This works just fine. I just get it all over like pretty little right there, because when we put this guy, you know, it's got to go this way, so it'll force that all down. And so this one didn't quite get it all. So maybe we don't need as much. And that's a lot. And this stuff is expensive, so I put them on, and you see how it'll wipe it down. So then I put more. Just don't put any on your threads. I wipe the back side of it, everything. If I got any on my threads, I make sure I get it off there. I'm just going ahead and putting the prop on it, because I'm like, this is fun. You know, man, it's going to be good. I know I like, it will pump is what I'm saying. I don't have to, I'm not even worried about it not pumping, because, so what I'm saying is I'm not worried about it pumping, because I know it's going to pump. So I'm just going ahead and put the prop and everything back on it, because then that's one less thing that I got to do while I'm waiting on a couple of other parts. So we've got this. This was not tightened down very good either. I want to make note. You know, if you can spray the inside of this out, great, but I usually don't. And you just got like this washer. So I'm not setting all the way. Okay, let's get on. That's like when you're doing it and you're telling everybody like how you're doing it, it never fails, man. You're gonna F it up. You're gonna Bucky Feltmard it is what you're gonna do. Go and Bucky Feltmard. So now I'm gonna get a piece of wood and torque wrench. Torque this dude down. Alright, I think maybe we should shoot for, this was left on, 40 foot-pounds. Let's go 45, just see how it feels. What the heck. Pretty tight. See where a hole is at. You can tell by where the, what would you call it, the pin. You can tell where the pin is at. There we go. Enough is enough. I think that was a show. Oh no, that was 8 is enough. That's it. I mean, now what? Gotta get the little screw back in for the shift. I guess I can do that next. Yeah, got the battery in. Got our pin in for our shift. We're still neutral. I'll check that in a second. I got this up in the air. I don't know. Hit it with a little grease if I got any left. I don't know if I got any left. Open it up a little bit. Sometimes if you open a little, it helps. Oh. Just trying. There it goes. See if it'll push any out. It's spitting. I don't know. Should have a little grease left. And it's got a lot of air in it. I hate these guns, man. I got it to take some grease. Let's clean it up a little bit. Anyway, and there's two in the front and this one. And I don't think there's any other places. Maybe our handles. Can't remember. These are kind of tight. You know, they could probably be greased. This one doesn't want to move at all. I mean, it's just, you know, so maybe I'll work on that. But I need to put in my new thermostat. So I got new thermostat and spark plugs, and this one's 433379. That is the and then we'll just use this. We'll reuse that. Everything is like separate pieces, which is kind of like it's whacked. I guess I get out my socket again because I wouldn't put it up. I can get it off, I guess. So there's a little O-ring right here. You see that? We need to get rid of that one and replace it. And I'm going to clean this off, clean the threads real good. Alright. Just want to get this old O-ring off of there. And then you just want to, don't take a steel brush, but take something and now you could put a little sealant on there. You don't really need it. And then with that O-ring, it really does seal it up good. So you just clean it off good, and then up there where our threads are, we're gonna clean that off real good. And we're gonna replace our O-ring there with this one, which is 033188, I guess 88. Get our new O-ring. And what? Oh, I guess I put up my silicone spray. Just take a piece of some grease. Just something to give it a little lubrication. So you don't have to have them crazy tight. Alright, so now we need our thermostat. Here's the old one. And then we can see here's the new one. And then our spring is going to go like this. And that's going to go up inside here. And we're going to put it on. So I'm going to grab a light. That's probably what they used, but even back then or whenever. Last time the thermostat was changed. So, you know, anyway, I'm going to clean this up and then we'll, you know, we'll get our new thermostat, which is just going to set down in here like so, and then this goes like this, and then yeah, and it don't take much to seal, but it is probably good to just put a little of that aviation seal, and it won't hurt. It stays pliable, so it's not like it just gets rock hard and then, you know, you can never get it off. So I use it because that's where water is. And then I just have a couple of spark plugs to do, and I don't know what else. Going down my checklist. Alright, yeah, so this is just form a gasket. You know, you don't need much. It doesn't get rock hard, so it's just a little preventive measure, and a little bit goes a long ways. So I just put it kind of on the outside here. Like really super light. This stuff is pretty nasty, so I'll throw it down there for right now. And remember, we gotta, you know, this. Dang it. You got your spring. I just go backwards so I feel the click, you know. The last thing we want to do is, you know, cross through it. So go backwards till I feel like a click. Problem is I can't see what I'm doing. You'll know when you get it in there. You need that over in your seat, that's about it. That's good. I don't know what the torque value is. I'm going by feel, so that's plenty. You know, it's done. Alright, so that's all done. Now we just need to do the spark plugs. And I'm just putting my spark plugs in. Gap to 30 thousandths. And these are Champion QL78C. And that's good. I could use that for the other two. I like using sockets. And then just don't strip it. And that should be everything. Just gotta maybe look at our cable now and see what we gotta do for that. Otherwise, this thing is pretty much good to fire up. I am waiting on a fuel pump. I'm gonna change the fuel pump. So I don't know when that's coming, tomorrow, or I'm not sure when it's coming. Yeah, so let me see what I can do to fix this. Oh yeah, plus I got the little piece that's missing too. Oh man, I tell you what, like, one thing is, like, I'm gonna have to start saying, okay, I'm gonna buy all my parts on this one day, because what ends up happening is I need stuff, and then, you know, a couple days go by and I need more parts, or I forgot something, and so then, you know, I gotta order something. And so what I'm saying is, like, I'm not very efficient with that. So anyway, I'm working on that. Otherwise I could be done pretty much. We did get some grease in it. Like I said, the last thing really is that, you know, is this cable. And I think it just pops out of the holder. That's what it looks like anyway. And then I think maybe I can just get it's got to come. There's one little deal here that slides through, but you can see, like, this doesn't even move anymore. I don't know if I still have my pretty good ways away. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, since it's all the way up in there. But this is the end of that cable, and it's not even connected right now. Well, it does move. Okay, well, that's good to know. So I think we just need, yeah, that moves just fine. So obviously it's not the cable. The cable's moving just fine. I guess what I'm trying to say is, all I need to replace is this little barrel piece, which I have covered. This is just an end of the barrel right up here. Right, and then this lever should work. But I've got to get this off of this here, which might kind of be a pain in the ass. I don't know. Let me get it off. And I just pried it out of its little holder. Now I should be able to get this piece right here off. And I can take mine that I put on here and just remove it and put the old cable back on. And then I guess I'll sell this one day. But I don't mind keeping it. You know, I could sell it, you know, yeah. But I think it's kind of a thing where it'd be cool to have it just in case, because stuff gets a little older, it's harder to get. So I'm going to get this off of here. And then I'll connect that back, and yeah. Thanks for watching all the way through. You're part of our awesome community. Love this video? Hit subscribe for more adventures. The best way to support us is at hawkeyemarine.net. Shop outboard powerheads, lower units, and top quality boat parts. It fuels our content and keeps you on the water. Visit today. We'll see you next time.